Beer feels like a simple pleasure, something you grab from the fridge without a second thought. But what if beer isn't just ancient? What if it helped shape human civilization before history was ever written? Some researchers have even proposed a radical idea, that humanity may have started farming not for bread, but for beer. The oldest confirmed evidence of beer comes from ancient Sumer in modern-day Iraq, dating back roughly 6,000 years. Brewing in Sumer was considered sacred work, closely tied to religious ritual, and it was primarily carried out by women. The Sumerians even worshipped a goddess of beer named Ninkasi, and wrote her an entire hymn that doubled as one of history's oldest known beer recipes. Beer was so central to daily life that workers were sometimes paid in rations of it, a currency you could also drink. Ancient Egypt inherited and expanded this brewing tradition, turning beer into one of the most essential parts of everyday life. Some historians believe the laborers who built the pyramids were paid partly in beer rations, a safer alternative to often contaminated river water. Egyptian beer was thick, nutritious, and consumed by everyone, from farmers to pharaohs, often multiple times a day. As brewing spread into medieval Europe, one institution took it to an entirely new level of precision: the monastery. Monks needed a reliable source of nutrition during religious fasting periods, and beer, rich in calories, became known as liquid bread. Monasteries perfected brewing techniques, kept meticulous records, and are credited with popularizing the use of hops to preserve and flavor beer. In 1516, Bavaria introduced the Reinheitsgebot, a strict purity law limiting beer ingredients to just water, barley, and hops, one of the oldest food regulations still referenced today. For most of history, beer was inconsistent. Batches varied wildly depending on wild yeast, temperature, and pure luck. That changed in the 19th century when scientist Louis Pasteur discovered the role yeast played in fermentation, allowing brewers to finally control the process with precision. Combined with refrigeration and industrial bottling, beer production transformed from small, unpredictable batches into a massive, standardized global industry. By the 20th century, beer had become one of the most widely consumed beverages on the entire planet. Different regions developed their own distinct styles, from crisp lagers in Central Europe to dark stouts in the British Isles. In recent decades, a global craft brewing movement has revived small-batch, experimental techniques not seen since before industrialization. What began as a sacred offering to a Sumerian goddess has become one of the most shared social rituals in nearly every culture on Earth. Today, beer is brewed and enjoyed in nearly every country on Earth, from massive industrial breweries to tiny neighborhood tap rooms. But its roots reach back further than almost any other food or drink humans still consume, possibly even older than the written word itself. The next time you raise a glass, remember, you're taking part in a ritual older than the pyramids, older than empires, possibly even older than writing itself.